Hi everybody, Beth and Andy here from Sunsea and Mangoes. We are in Cumbria. Where is Cumbria? It is northwest coast. It's the third largest county in the UK and home to the Lake District National Park, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Wasn't I good? Andy and I are on a little break for our wedding anniversary, which is on Monday, the 4th of July, our 31st wedding anniversary.
It is.
And what do you say about that? If you were convicted...
I'd have been out a lot sooner.
He said if he'd been convicted for murder, he'd have been out a lot sooner than 31 years. But anyway, we have been married 31 years on Monday, the 4th of July. Yes, so, yeah. So far, so good.
Approaching the end of June. Dark skies, thick black cloud, wind, and it's about to start raining.
But that's all right. We don't mind. Hi, this is Beth and Andy from Sunsea and Mangoes.
Hello.
If you're one of our subscribers, thank you for joining us again on this video. If you are new to this channel, we are a very small and very new channel. We are glad that you found us, and we hope that you like this video and would consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much. We are in a small village in Cumbria called Allenby. Here we go. So this is Allenby. It has a population of about 500 people. It has 3 pubs, a tea room, an ice cream place, parlour, and a few caravans. There's a caravan site over there, and it's perfect. It's perfect for a little quiet break. So yes, it's just nice to have a little break. What are we doing? What have we been doing the last few days then?
Well, we went to Whitehaven in the rain and hung around the marina getting wet. And then we went to Maryport to the marina.
We seem
and
to have
around the marina and got wet. And then we came back here.
We went to a village called, well, it's not a village, is it? It's a town called Whitehaven, which is a, what is it again? Well, it had a marina.
It's a marina.
Fishing port. It is a fishing port. But just for yesterday, we've decided to call it Wethaven because it was really wet. It was pouring down. We still enjoyed it though, so that was really nice. So we're looking forward now to going to the Philippines in a year's time for our little holiday, and just to see how sort of things have changed in terms of prices really, because we like to talk about budget and affordability of being able to retire in the Philippines. So we'll have to see. We were talking about budget actually yesterday, and we've looked at the prices of items in the supermarket. We're quite lucky in Tacloban City actually, because as I say, it's a highly urbanized city and there's a lot of supermarkets, different price range. And it depends on what your budget is, and it depends on what you're looking for. If you're a Westerner who likes to keep that standard of living in Tacloban, yes, you can do it if you've got the budget to match it, obviously. But Andy and I, we don't really want to do that. We can't. If we're going to retire early, we
need to spread it out, don't we?
Yeah, we'll have to spread it out. I think even if we could afford it, I don't think we've never been really sort of comfortable about spending money just for the sake of spending money. We have to think about the future as well, because especially in the Philippines, you just don't know, what could happen in terms of emergency. things that you would need to spend money on. I tried to do a sort of online shop yesterday at Robinson, so I kind of started pretending that I was shopping and putting stuff in my basket, in my online basket, and it came up to, say for example, if I was doing a weekly shop of sort of similar things that I would buy here, some of the items are surprisingly almost similar in prices, but some of the items as well are way cheaper, obviously.
Yeah.
And it came to about 5,500 pesos, with 77 pounds sterling. I'm not quite sure at this point what the dollar exchange rate is. Put it up on the thingy on the screen later.
It's probably about $85 maybe.
Yeah,
$87 maybe,
yeah,
something like that.
So we reckon that we would probably spend about £250 sterling a month on groceries. So budget it's a funny thing, because you can live on anything depending on how you want to live.
Yeah.
I mean, especially in the Philippines, you could you could survive on $500 or £400 a month.
Yeah.
if you wanted to, if you're prepared to.
Yeah. What did we calculate our annual expenses were going to be? It was about £12,000, wasn't it? We set on 12,000.
£12,000 a year.
Basic living costs, including food and water and electricity bills and insurance and
yes, and things like that. I'm gonna put it up on the screen later, a sort of rough calculation of what we would need to spend money on. We won't have rental costs or housing costs, because we own our own house. We don't have a car at the moment, but that is something that we would put money aside if we wanted to buy a car, whether that's a second-hand car or a brand new car. It just depends on, we'll make a decision when we're actually living there, but is something that we consider as almost like a startup cost, isn't it? We would need to budget for that, because although we are close to the supermarket and the shopping mall, it's a bit difficult to walk there from the house. We could walk it to the supermarket and it'll take you about 20 to 30 minutes, but in 40-degree heat you don't really want to be doing that. And
it's only about half a mile at most, but
yes.
walking half a mile in that heat and humidity,
yes,
is exhausting.
You'll be dead halfway through from heat exhaustion. We tried that, didn't we?
I tried it once.
We tried it.
Yeah.
Well, we both did, and I was carrying a huge umbrella because it was so hot. Yes, we carry an umbrella in the Philippines. Not because it's not for the rain, but because it's just too hot.
You do need a car in the Philippines, even
Yes.
for short journeys.
Yes, you do.
Or some form of transport, anyway.
Yeah, it is a necessity.
Walking is very hard.
So, budget is subjective, isn't it?
Yeah.
It depends on
how you want to live. I mean, we reckon, as I say, 12,000 quid gets you the basics, and we've budgeted a little bit for the recreation and enjoying ourselves in that. Just a small amount, but so that's your starting point. Anything more than that, you can add to your leisure costs. So,
yeah.
12 grand, £12,000 minimum.
One thing that is
What else we can manage.
that should be included in your budget, guys, if you are thinking of living in the Philippines, whether it's temporary or you just want to go out and test it out, or if you want to live there permanently, is to make sure that you've got some money put aside for medical bills. You know, even if you have insurance, because obviously even if you do have insurance from your home country, you'd still need to pay up front if you were to have medical treatment in the Philippines, wherever in the Philippines it is. You know, they do want to know before they admit you, before they treat you, they want to know how you're going to pay for it, you know. And there's been a lot of instances where, you know, if you had some money, say for example, when you were admitted into the hospital, you had enough money then, but then for some reason you needed to stay a bit longer, but then come to checkout time, if you like, discharge time, if you didn't have enough money, they will keep you until you're able to, you know, you can't, you know, you'll just have to find the money, and it is not a good situation to be in. So we want to make sure that that is something that we want to budget, obviously, to include in our budget, medical expenses, because it can be quite expensive, really expensive to be ill in the Philippines, seriously ill, that is. So yeah, that is non-negotiable for us anyway, when we are working out a budget for our living costs in the Philippines.